Hi, and welcome to another episode of Youth Zone. There are three basic necessities for human survival. These are food, shelter, and clothing. There are other necessities that makes life comfortable for us, such as communication, transportation, and a host of them. However, many times we look beyond the basic needs and the purpose they serve. We don't ask the question why we need to fulfill these needs, but we try to fulfill these needs for entirely different purpose other than their primary reasons. Clothing, for example, is primarily supposed to cover you from the harsh weather conditions. Secondarily, to make you look presentable. Transportation is meant to move you from point A to point B. Communication is supposed to help you reach out from where you are, communicate with the next person or with other people, whether they are close to you or far away from you. These are the basic things that we need to execute. These are the things we need to accomplish. But then we have put little emphasis on why we need to do them, but we focus more on how we do them. Transportation, for example, moving from point A to B, you require either to walk or to use a vehicle. If you are using a vehicle, the purpose of the vehicle is to move you from this point to the other point. But then, at the stage at which we are, or at the stage at which you are, you cannot even afford a vehicle by yourself, but you know all the expensive brands, all the luxurious brands of vehicle, and you are aspiring to acquire some of them or one of them. At the stage at which you are, you know all the expensive and luxurious brand of mobile telecommunication devices, and you are trying to acquire them even though you don't have the means. You know all the luxurious brands, expensive brands, designers of perfumes, of clothes, of shoes, of a lot of things, but you cannot afford them. You don't even have a source of income, but those are the things you want. These brands have been created because they understand the psychology of humans. They know that you want to go for the better brand. You want to go for the brand that makes you stand out. Not for the purpose of which you need it, but for the reasons of being seen by other people using them. Many a times, we don't dress up for ourselves. We dress up for other people to admire us. And that is why we feel so excited, we feel so good when we get compliments from other people. I love your dress, I love your shoes, I love your wristwatch, I love your whatever it is you have. It is good to have the good things of life when you have worked for it, when you have earned it, when you can afford it, when you deserve it. Right now, as a young person trying to achieve goals in life, those should not be your priority. You should be investing in yourself, not in such things that are depreciating assets. Because no matter how much you buy these things, you cannot get the value, the financial value out of them after you purchase them. But we go about trying to acquire these things. We measure other people's success or our own success based on the quality of things we use. In Nigeria, precisely. I know that many people are assessed, they are judged based on the kind of mobile devices they use. If you don't use a particular brand or the other brand, then you are not successful. But in all honesty, you don't need the brands to be able to achieve the purpose of that communication that you need. You don't need that brand of car in order to achieve the purpose of moving from point A to point B. But in a way, we've been systematically conditioned to assume, to think, to believe that if you are not doing these things, if you are not using these things, then you are less of human being. Your self-esteem has been so eroded, you've been so conditioned to feel that if you're not wearing a wig, then you are not a beautiful person. If you are not wearing costumes, if you are not wearing makeup, then you are not beautiful. If you are not wearing a kind of wristwatch, or you are not wearing some kind of shoes, then you are not man enough. Who said so? Who made those rules? You cannot afford these things, for crying out loud. You've not gotten to that level. There are people who genuinely are able to afford it. Genuinely, they need it because of the circle they find of themselves. Yes, for those people which they are not at your level right now, they have gone far ahead of you. They have their own investments, they have their own income, they have a lot of those things. You don't have that. So why are you trying to be like them? Why are you trying to jump the gun? Why are you trying to put the cart before the horse? And the little resources you have, rather than invest it in something that is beneficial to you, in something that is productive in the long run, you want to invest in these things that you cannot afford. I've seen people buy very expensive phones, but they cannot afford to subscribe on that phone. And I keep wondering, why? Most of the functions on these mobile devices, you don't even know how to utilize them. You cannot maximize the productivity and efficiency of the mobile devices you carry, yet you want to upgrade to the next one. Who are you trying to impress? Who are you trying to please? And once you have these devices for a couple of weeks, you get tired of it, you are looking for the next thing to get high on. Because you have been so conditioned to always go for the latest things, to always go for the best things. Nobody says the best things are not good. But whoever told you that the designers are the best? Now, what I see people doing is something I term social stupidity. And what is social stupidity? When you use the money you do not have to buy the things you do not need to impress the people you do not know. The fact that you cannot even afford it is a problem in the first place. You want something, you cannot afford it, and sometimes you now make it the responsibility of another person to acquire such resources for you. And by doing that, you have to do whatever bidding those people want out of you. That is one of the reasons why our young girls go into things they are not supposed to be going into. Our boys are also doing things they are not supposed to do. Simply because they want to impress. They want to use the latest things, the designers. They want to use the best of cars. Sometimes you are pressured by the so-called influencers. Sometimes you are pressured by the so-called celebrities. But in all honesty, these people are only going about their hustle. If they were rich, if they were that influential, if they were that comfortable, they wouldn't be putting their lifestyle in your faces. They're only doing that to look rich. It's not like they are. In all honesty, they are not. Empty barrels makes the loudest noise. So if you want to appear rich, if you want to appear comfortable, you are probably trying to hide something. And hiding it because you don't have it. You're trying to hide the fact that you've not gotten to this level, so you use all your income to buy the brand of vehicle that everybody feels is for the rich. Whereas the rich people don't buy those things. They rather invest in the business, they invest in the company, they invest in shares. They make you use their things. Look at how very rich people present themselves in public. You hardly see them use expensive things. Why? Because they know they can afford it, so why go for it? But because you know you cannot afford it, you want to make people see you use it. And you see people use it, you be like, oh wow, he's using this brand of phone, she's driving this brand of vehicle. Let us desensitize ourselves. As a global leader, as someone who aspires to be greater in life, material things should not be your motivation. It should not be your priority. Build yourself first. Build your capacity first. Build yourself to a level where you become a force to reckon with first. The Holy Book says, seek first the kingdom, all other things will be added onto it. When you have built yourself to that place, and you're lucky enough that your preparedness meets opportunity, then you get what you're looking for, and all those things you're aspiring to have now, they'll come chasing you. Summary of this: don't fall into the category of people that exhibit social stupidity. Don't use the resources you don't have to buy things that you don't need. Focus more on yourself. Focus more on your capacity. Focus more on your growth. And you become the best for it. I'll see you the next time.